Hey everybody, this is the Eternal Scholar, and welcome to a new side project that I'm doing here. This is kind of an LP overview kind of thing, something that we take other Let's Players and kind of talk about things that either people don't want to talk about or just refuse to. So I have a special guest with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
MrWaterWraith!
Oh my god!
Yes.
Alright, so the topic that we decided on today was the LP or help groups that you see around Twitter. Not so much Facebook because it's kind of hard to do that. And just really... are they really worth it, is really the point that I want to go with today. So, what do you think?
Well, are they worth it? Like, are they worth making, or are they worth submitting to?
A little bit of both, really, because, I mean, there's, what, about 10 of them out right now, at the time of this video? Or at the time it's being made?
I don't even know. There has to be more than 10. There has to be some we just haven't heard about.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know what this is, the LPR help groups are really mostly people who will retweet videos and kind of help promote lesser known LPers and the community as a whole. But it's kind of odd how they do it.
Alright, so pretty much how they do it is, they build this giant following, basically, of small Let's Players who are looking to get their content noticed, I guess? Loose word for that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but generally what they do is they just follow a bunch of people who end up following them, and it's just this like kind of like sub for subbing except on Twitter.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty bad.
then they just retweet whatever links they see. So that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah, and it's not really the best way to go about it that I've found. I've seen you talk about it on Twitter a lot. I made a video previously for this, but I figured it'd be better to have a second opinion kind of thing.
Yeah, like, the way it works is, like, this is going to get into multiple subjects here. The thing with them retweeting so many people is a lot of them will just blatantly ignore the videos that are retweeted because they're only in it to promote their own videos, is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing a help group a while ago that would just blatantly promote his own work and kind of ignore some of the other people who were asking, can you share this video?
That was a major thing. The good thing with that was just like the community in general wouldn't tolerate it, but then he came back and did it later. Nobody really noticed. Nobody cares though.
Yeah, I mean that's the big problem. I mean, I'm not against promotion because that's how the world works. Whether you're doing Let's Plays or as a whole, my problem with it is that so many people just kind of follow it almost. That they're just sheep to it. I mean, personally, I don't look at those kind of videos just because, I had them clog up my feed for a long time, and I just didn't think it was the best way to go about doing things.
Yeah, the thing with that is, like I said, people are only in it to get their content promoted. They're not really interested in other people.
Right.
The thing with retweeting so many people is, out of that group, how many good Let's Players are you gonna get? Like, good being, as you know, just
subjective as you can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying there. That's the main problem. Like, this kind of goes into a topic that I'll be covering later. But you see people who really
they don't try, is the thing.
Yeah.
They don't try that hard.
They don't try, and this is gonna sound kind of cold, but they really shouldn't be Let's Playing. Like, there is not to say that nobody should not do it, but there's just a certain level of almost professionalism, even for lesser known LPers, that you should probably keep.
Yeah. See, like, the way I look at it is, I've been watching Let's Playing since, like, 2008, so I was, like, I don't even know, 12, 13?
Yeah.
So, all that time, I've wanted to make my own Let's Plays. So, like, until now, I wasn't able to actually do it, and that's kind of a good thing, because now I can afford to do, like, quality stuff. I think, like, that mass of people we just consider to be bad Let's Players are actually just people who don't really, like, understand what they're doing, like, what they're getting into.
Right, yeah, like,
so they're not necessarily bad, they just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, they watch people like, I'm the same way. I started watching a couple years back. Like, they see people like NCS or Chugga Conroy or, Super Genius or any of them, and they go, oh, I can do that. So they just kind of throw some stuff together without really thinking about it. I mean, I think we're all guilty of that with the first Let's Play that we did. I did that when I did Amnesia, and it was awful, but I keep it up as a reminder going, I can do better than that.
Yeah, but that's not really our subject.
Right,
anyway.
Yeah, right. Getting off topic here, but back on track.
Getting off topic.
I mean, I can, as I said earlier, I can see the LPR help groups being a good thing, but I think there needs to be a little bit more almost kind of a moderation kind of thing.
The issue with them, they have a good goal, but they're not structured enough is the issue. They don't work because they lack structure. Yeah. And there are so many of them that it's just become a way for people to shamelessly promote themselves.
Yeah, that's the really big problem that I've been seeing as well. It's just
go
ahead.
The first couple, those were okay. The first couple I saw anyway, they were okay because they didn't really just blatantly advertise themselves and their friends. Yeah. But lately, what I've been noticing since the summer anyway is there are groups forming who just promote themselves and their friends. Don't get me wrong, they'll make an effort to do everybody else, but they'll put an enormous effort into promoting themselves and their friends.
Yeah, they've got a higher priority for themselves.
Yeah, that's one of the major issues that I find with it.
The other thing is that I've seen on Twitter, is that people don't listen. I noticed that you've been having a little bit of trouble with that yourself.
Yeah, I run a collab channel called Let's Players Unknown, and just given the name, you already know we're gonna have issues.
Oh yeah, I've seen it many times. I mean, I think I was guilty of that once, and then I saw, oh, this is a collab group. I should shut my mouth.
Yeah, generally the formula for making the name for help groups is Let's Players, and then insert title here.
Yeah, I mean, there was, I know there's LPers Unknown, Spotlight,
LPer Connections, LPers Gateway.
It goes on and on and on.
Yeah. Not that those are, the groups we're talking about here. Those are just in general. Yeah,
just ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Not, I said, not trying to badmouth anyone here, just getting an idea of the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And the difficulties we've been having with that is pretty much people, they don't act it goes along with they don't care about other people, they just care about promoting their videos.
Right.
What they've been doing is pretty much because we look like a generic help group, if you look at the name, that's what you're gonna think. What they've been doing is, rather than going to our Twitter feed and just reading some stuff, they've just been tweeting at us without reading our bio or anything.
Yeah.
If you even read our tweets, you can tell we're not a help group. We do run featured channel, but that's not really, something the help groups usually do.
Right. And I mean, like you said, I think the real big problem with it is just structure, and there's too many of them. I mean, as you said earlier, most people do it to promote themselves rather than to help other people. So there's really no universal rule, almost. Not to say that there should be rules for this kind of stuff, but there needs to be at least some, universal rules stuck in place.
Yeah, the point that, I try and make is they need structure in order to actually work. They need to have a limit to who they're going to retweet, how many they're going to retweet a day, even if they're just, making their own tweets rather than retweeting. Because retweeting is getting them nowhere. At this point, they're just retweeting anybody who asks, almost, except they're not really asking. Yeah, they're just tagging them in the tweet and saying, hey, retweet this out. Yeah. And it doesn't get them anywhere. If only, if anything, it hurts the people because they expect this giant mass of views. Yeah. Say they get lucky one time and a couple people click that video. They're going to be expecting them to be retained, but they're not going to be retained because they were only interested in that one video. Granted, they could get lucky and they could become fans, but it's very unlikely. Yeah, it's very unlikely, especially coming from a help group. I mean, those help groups retweet, God, I'm sure at least 50 to 100 people a day. And it's at that point, it's just a mass of just, why do I even bother? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm guilty of that myself for the longest time. I would see all these people, it's I don't want to watch any of these guys. I'm sorry, but it's just, how it is. See, we have them promote featured channel, but that's kind of along the lines of how we would get people interested in getting their channels featured, to submit into the contest. Right. Because the people entering not really entering the help groups, but tweeting at the help groups or following the help groups, they're looking to get their channels featured. So that's kind of what we do. We kind of pick out the deserving people we think out of the groups and just showcase them off. So that's how we do it. That's pretty much my basis on how I think the help groups would run better. No, if they definitely. They actually paid attention to who they were bothering to retweet and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the problem with the health groups, again, is that, like, it's all, not really younger kids, but people who expect that's how they can get noticed. And my philosophy has always been, work hard enough and, you know, the popularity will come with it, the fans will come.
Yeah.
So, people are just trying, it's kind of like a get-rich-quick scheme, almost.
It takes time. Like, even, like, everybody's first Let's Play, granted, a few people are probably, like, just geniuses at getting this stuff done. Everybody's first few Let's Plays just suck.
Definitely.
So, it's going to take time to build your audience, and not to just badmouth Sugar Conroy here, but, like, he was, well, I'm not really bad-mouthing him at all. He was around during a different time where I would say Let's Playing was a lot less abundant than it is now.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Of course, nobody is going to grow at his rate. His rate was crazy. Like, if somebody grew at that rate now, we would all think they got, like, sub-botted.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go into kind of dark territory at this point in time, but look at PewDiePie. His numbers rocketed faster than anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's that people think that they can either imitate him or just try and do, like, something similar, or just, like, mask their name out there that they can get that high. And it doesn't work like that. I mean, I've been doing this for about 6 months consecutively. I did Amnesia about almost 2 years ago. I have 220 subs. It doesn't happen overnight. And, you know, the problem is that even if people do sub to you for stuff like that, they're dead subs. You're not going to get the views that go with it.
Yeah, like, a friend of mine, he did a race with NCS, I'm not going to give his name, but
yeah.
he, like, pretty much gained 200 subs overnight. Like, he's surpassed me at this point. And, like, the point I tried to make to him was that they're dead subscribers. Granted, he's going to get a few people who will actually watch his stuff.
Right.
But a lot of them, they're just in it to watch, like, the race. They're not, like, actually in it to watch his stuff, is the issue. They just
definitely
want NCS, because they're NCS's fans. They're not his fans, they're NCS's fans.
Yeah,
if you get what I'm saying.
And even going off, kind of skewing off in a different direction for just a minute, even with the help groups, even people trying to, like, get their stuff promoted through people like NCS or any, like, Josh Jepson or any of them, it doesn't work. Like, I've seen people before just try to tweet out to, you know, bigger names, try to get their names out there, and it doesn't help that. That doesn't help.
Yeah. Like, we had an issue this summer with the same guy I was talking about earlier. He was pretty much spamming Sugar Conroy to get, like, a retweet, because obviously it's for quote-unquote charity, if that's how you want to phrase it. So, of course, it would be something Sugar Conroy might retweet. And he figured if he spammed him enough, that Sugar Conroy would eventually just retweet him. That was one of the main issues that everybody had with that, was because it's just not, like... Right, you can't just, like, spam people to get your following. You gotta build it, even if it's just a help group.
Right, definitely. I mean, like you said, you have the feature channel that people mistake. You have people like that who just try to force themselves down other people's throats, and it doesn't work like that. It's just...
Yeah.
My friend said it best when he said, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's just, that's the idea that you have to follow.
Yeah, the way I like to think of it, and it's kind of like... I don't want to say the dark way to think of it, but it's kind of like... the music industry. Like, there are some people who will rock it up there like Sugar Conroy, but it's not common. So, like, people shouldn't expect their subs to just rock it up. It takes time.
No, definitely, yeah. I mean, that's how it is with anything, though. I mean, a lot of people, some people get really lucky, and others have to work for it. And that's just how the world is. It's depressing, but welcome to the real world, kids.
Hooray!
But yeah, I mean, as a whole, I think the point that we're both trying to make here is that the LPR groups can be a good thing, but they need to be completely restructured, and I think not really have, like, all under one person, but keep a set of universal rules. I mean, even Let's Playing as a whole has a universal rule that we follow.
See, I'm not trying to say the help groups are a bad thing. I'm just saying they lack structure. And,
definitely.
Like, they don't work because of their lack of structure, and there are just too many of them. Like, the subs are spread too thin. They're just the same people every time.
Yeah, the other problem is that they try to justify it by saying, oh, I want to meet more of the community. You're lying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're like, I want to help the community. Like, a lot of people, they're not, like, I'll give a few people. They seem like they're legit in it to try and help people.
Right.
But there are a lot of people, you can just tell, they are not in it for the community. They're in it for themselves. They link themselves in their descriptions, and Just
Yeah.
things like that.
I mean, even the videos that I've made before this and the ones that I'm going to be continuing making with other Let's Players, even you, I'm not doing this for promotion. I'm doing this to try and almost put a point across that this whole structure needs to change. I'm not saying that everything is just messed up, but there's some things that people just need to fix, or this whole, not even fad, this hobby of everyone is just going to go right down to hell.
Yeah, see, because, like, everybody is trying to pretty much one-up each other, and, like, if we keep, like, going at that rate, it's not going to happen. That's not how it works.
Right, everyone's out for blood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, but, I think we've ate up enough of these people's time, so thank you for joining me here today.
We've like pretty much talked about every other subject too.
Yeah, definitely. We've touched on everything else, which I mean we will be going over later. I might have you back later if you've got something else that you want to talk about that you're passionate about, because obviously you had a lot
this
to say
was
about
one
this
of
topic.
the things I had a lot to talk about.
Right. So I mean, to anyone who's watching this, if there's a topic that you want to see, let me know. Let MrWaterWraith know. His link will be in the description. Go check him out. Just helping out a buddy. No promotion. Not trying to regurgitate what we did here, but no, definitely.
I answer all PMs, so you don't even have to comment, people. You could just PM me.
No, definitely. But like I said, if you guys have someone that you want to see talk about a subject, if you have someone or even a subject that you want to talk about, let us know. PM him, PM me. We'll figure something out. If it's something that you want to hear WaterWraith talk about, let me know, and we'll bring him back to this. So, again, thank you, sir, for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys whatever video him and I both make next. So, see you later.
Here's me waving at the screen. Bye-bye.